shit fucking day at work. You know I've had a shit fucking day when I'm drinking on a weekday, because I never drink on a weekday. But today, particularly, wanted to have a fucking beer. So I'm gonna fucking drink one of these while I talk to you. Fuck yeah. Welcome back. Video journal number 2. Thank you if you did watch the first one. Thank you for watching this one, if you are watching it. Like I said in the last video and all of that, I was really happy with how it came out, and the people who have watched it, the feedback that I've gotten has been really positive, so I'm going to go again. Number 2, now this one is going to go in a different way. I've got something happening tomorrow that is I've been sort of battling with the last week. First thing I thought, that's because of what I want to do and what I want to get out of this journaling, that I thought definitely I'll do that as my second one. It times in perfectly. And then as the week's gone on, I've tried to, I've battled with it a little bit, whether I should or not, whether it's appropriate, whether it's something that I should keep private. And then I've sort of gone back and gone, no, because of what I want to do in the message and I guess the positive impact I want to have on people, I should do it. And then I've gone back and I go, no, like, is it, it's a whole different thing. I don't want to give away what it is because I haven't yet decided whether I'm going to publish it, whether I'm going to put it out there. So the way that this is going to go, video journal number 2. The other thing, either way, what happens tomorrow, I will put out there one day. It might not be tomorrow, it might be in a year, it might be tomorrow, I don't know. Depends how it sort of plays out, but it'll definitely one day be out there. So this is gonna go one of 2 ways. Either I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing tomorrow and what is going to happen, or I'm going to go cut this off and then I'm just gonna talk about something else. I'm waiting to sort of decide what that might be. I'm either going to talk about my job, or I'm going to talk about my life and my history and give the viewer, if you don't know much about me, a lot of people that have watched this I don't think would, because I haven't known a lot of you for a very long time, the people that I know that have actually watched this. It'd be maybe interesting for you to know a little bit about my background and my history. But I'm not yet decided which way I'm going to go. So either way, I'm going to have 2 things to broadcast. One, I'll know by the end of tomorrow whether or not I'm going to share the first idea with you. So from here, cut. If you're still watching, you don't know any of the shit I've just been speaking about. So I've just spoken for probably 5 minutes. You missed seeing my son, too bad. One day you'll see it. You'll get to see him again along the line. So this is for if I don't decide to do what I was going to do. So I'm going to talk a little bit about I'm talking about 40, that's not really, I don't know about time. Alright, I'm back. So I put it to Twitter to say what would you rather me talk about? My work or my history? Apparently none of you cunts give a fuck what I do for work, and you hate Coke, and you're all evil, and you just don't give a fuck. So I'm going to talk about my family history. This is going to be a 150 part series. So there's a lot to go through, obviously. So I'll go through a little bit tonight, maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Maybe I'll do 10, I don't know. We'll see how we go. Let's go. Okay, so I was born in 1989 in a town called Rosebud, Victoria, which is a shitty little beach town on the Mornington Peninsula of all places. Really lovely place if you want to go for a holiday or a weekend, but I would not recommend living there. It's fucking terrible. There's nothing to do. It's just full of shit cunts. So, my parents, Andrew and Connie, Andrew obviously my dad, Connie my mum, they had me, obviously. Mum came over from Italy when she was very little on a boat with her family. She's one of 5 children, 2 boys, 4 girls, one of 6 children, 2 brothers, and she has 3 other sisters. So she's Italian, my mum, came over when she was really young. Dad was an Aussie. He was one of 4 children, 2 brothers and a sister he had, born in Mount Waverley, Victoria in 1961, mum born in 1960. They met when they were, I want to say, early 20s. Dad was working for a company called Statewide Tobacco, which was a tobacco company, obviously, if you didn't work it out from the name. He tells the story, he used to tell the story that he was working one day, was sitting at his desk. A lady walked in for a new job, and it was love at first sight. He saw her, and she came and did her interview, and he ran to the boss's office and begged him to hire her. And then he played the long game, and they eventually got together. So they were together for however long. They had my sister first, who it can be a topic for a whole another day. Her name, funnily enough, is Jacqueline. And the way that I tell the story is that mum and dad wanted me first. They wanted their boy, they wanted their firstborn son, they wanted Jack. They were given a daughter in 1988. So they thought, we'll name her Jacqueline. Makes sense. We wanted Jack, we got a girl, let's name her Jacqueline. 18 months later, they were blessed with their firstborn son, so they named him the name that they wanted to name first, and they got me. Happy days. So I was born in Rosebud. We lived in a house that we built, or that my parents built. So he worked for a company called Devon Diaries. And the story goes a little bit like this. He was in this company, he was one of the top sales guys in the company. He was really close with the owner, a man named Evan Cody, who was a war hero. Basically what happened was a heap of people at the company wanted to basically shunt Evan, the owner, the guy who started this company, out. And they came to my dad, who was one of the top sales guys in the company, and they said, they gave him their plan. They said, we want to get rid of Evan, And Dad, being a good bloke and not a shit cunt, didn't want a bar of it. So he told them to go stick out their ass, and so they turned on him and made it out to Evan that Dad was trying to get Evan out. And basically, Dad got the ass from this company. So he went to go work for a competitor after he left Debden, signed a contract and all this stuff, and worked for the competitor for a little while. What happened was, Evan, the owner of his previous company, found out that my dad was actually telling the truth, that he wasn't, that these guys were trying to shaft him. And so Dad, he said to my dad, I've gotten rid of them all, come back and work for me. Dad just signed a contract. In that contract was a thing called no compete clause, which basically said that, if you were to leave this company, you can't go and work for anybody else in this industry for 5 years. So Dad said to Evan, look, I can't, I've got this contract. And Evan, being a good guy, said, look, whatever it is, I'll sort it out. I'll pay the legal fees. I'll get the best lawyers in Melbourne. We'll get it sorted. Just come back to me. Come back. So Dad, being loyal to Evan, because they were quite close, went back to him. And what happened after that was pretty fucked up. So basically, Dad went back there and they said, we're going to sue you for breaching your contract. And Evan, Dad's boss, got bowel cancer, really severe, or was diagnosed. He'd had it for a while, and they finally diagnosed it. And he was basically given not long to live at all. So Dad went to him and said, you know, Evan, look, I know you're dying, but I need you to help me. Like, these guys are going to take everything. And Evan basically said, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And he was dead not long after that. And so that left Dad in the shit. He was sued, and they took a lot, and so we had to sell the house in Jules. And so we left Rosebud and went on a holiday. I was quite young that holiday, so I don't remember a lot of it, but we basically travelled around the east coast of Australia. Went to, a lot of cool places, climbed Mount Warning, just travelled around. It was really, from the bits and pieces I remember, was quite good. From there we moved to a few different places. So the rest of that is a bit of a blur, but I can talk about probably one thing, my first ever memory, and it's really weird that I remember it, but I do, because I was really, really young. I would have been maybe one, if that. So Dad came home one night, and I was in bed with Mum. I would have been one, or maybe less. And I remember the night the lava lamp was on. Mum and Dad just had this orange lava lamp, and the lava lamp was on. I remember the room being like an orange colour. Dad came home in his white business shirt and his black pants and his tie, and he brought me home this big truck. It was like a toy truck. It was like, that big. It was like huge for a little kid, but it was probably that big. And I remember breaking it in like 2 seconds, and that's like my earliest memory. And I don't know why that is, but it was quite a significant sort of thing. And that image of my dad is one of the ways that I sort of try and remember him as the business person, the wearing the suit and the tie and being a stand-up guy. And like I said in my first journal, I always wanted to be more like my dad. I used to love the stories. He would come home every night and always have a story about work and this cool thing that he did and this cool person. He could talk himself out of anything, and he had he's such a way with words and way with people, and it was infectious. And I always loved to listen to the way he told things, and I'll go over the journey more insight into the old man. But there's a little snippet of the first little bit of family history, first couple of years of my life. I don't know how interesting you'll find it. I don't know if it is interesting at all. It's probably not. But it gets more interesting after that. So I guess I'll go into that another time. But that's all I really have for you at the moment. Like I said earlier, I don't drink on the weekend, but I'm on number 4 now. So, but it's good. It's good. Guess that's it. I kind of want to keep talking, but I kind of want to shorten my videos so they're not too long, because 18 minutes, the first one was a long one, and I don't really want to. There can be, I don't know, I want to get people to watch the whole thing, so maybe they won't. But anyway, this is probably really boring anyway, so who cares? Have a great night. If you're watching, thanks. If you're not, fuck you. And I guess I'll see you another time.